It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Fear the Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be talking about a mysterious new location or community which was introduced or teased at on Fear the Walking Dead. Obviously, we're talking about Padre. We're going to talk about everything that we know about this location / community and its possible connection to the Civic Republic Military or the CRM. Now, before we get into this video, if you haven't watched Fear the Walking Dead up to the latest episode, Season 7, Episode 8, the mid-season finale, which was also called Padre, you probably don't want to watch this video because this video will spoil some moments from this episode for you. So with that said, stay tuned, we'll be right back to break this down. Alright, as always, before we jump into this, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. If any of the shows on the left interest you, then you definitely want to stick around and subscribe because those are the shows that I react to or I cover in depth on this channel. All the links to my social media pages is also down below and in the description, so make sure to follow me there. So when it comes to this location or group called Padre, everything that we know about this place is directly connected to a survivor named Elias Vasquez, who was mentioned on Fear the Walking Dead, and we even saw him as a walker on the latest episode of Fear the Walking Dead. All we know about Elias Vasquez is that he was in the government. He was a Democrat and a senator for the state of Oklahoma. And one of the people that worked with him in his campaign was Will, the survivor that we saw who was thrown off the tower by Victor Strand. He's obviously got a close connection to Alicia. In fact, most of what we learned about Elias Vasquez and Padre comes from everything that Will told Alicia. What we also know about Elias Vasquez and Will and a part of the government is that they were relocated to the bunkers at the Franklin Hotel, and they were living underground in the bunkers during the early days of the outbreak before a group of survivors attacked and basically killed everyone because they were looking for food and they were desperate. In fact, it's entirely possible, this is not confirmed, but it's entirely possible that the group that attacked them was actually the Doomsday Cult created by none other than Teddy, the serial killer. Obviously, the only person who survived the attack was Will, who wasn't in the underground bunkers when it was attacked, so he was able to make it out. Now, when it comes to Padre and what it could be, the only thing that we really know about Padre is that it was a classified top secret plan initiated and carried out by the government to push them towards that next step of survival. Now, what does that mean? Before I actually get there, one thing I do want to mention is that Padre is actually code name, so it's P.A.D.R.E, much like the CRM is short for Civic Republic Military. Obviously, we don't know what Padre is short for, but that's beside the point. I think what's inside the classified documents related to Padre are a set of plans and even possibly a location that the government had designated or created to have everyone go to be able to isolate themselves from the outside world, from the virus, from the walkers, from the zombies, and kind of ride out the outbreak, which obviously didn't go according to plan. And if that's true, that obviously means that this location is a very, very important and valuable place. Now, with that said, how does this connect to the CRM? What we know about the CRM is that they too started out with a strong government and military presence So in many ways, the way that the CRM was built is extremely similar to the way that Padre was initiated. So it's not out of question to think that maybe these are interconnected. What if the same group of people that built the CRM were the people that were working with Senator Vasquez to carry out Padre? And what if, unlike Senator Vasquez and people in the bunkers who died and weren't able to carry out the plans for Padre, the CRM did, and it turned it into the Civic Republic that we know today, which is the group at the center of the Walking Dead universe. So if that's true, that means that it's entirely possible that whatever ends up happening with the survivors trying to get to Padre ends with them finding none other than the Civic Republic itself. And that is extremely interesting because it definitely means that that could be a great way to merge Fear the Walking Dead and possibly The Walking Dead, or even just have Fear merge into the movies in some shape or form. It opens the door for Morgan, Dwight, and Sherry, if all of them survive, to reunite with all of the other survivors back in The Walking Dead. And of course, if Fear merges with the movies, they will be reuniting with the likes of Jadis, Rick, and possibly Heath. The other thing I do want to mention is that we know that the CR itself is broken into two sections. The civilians who live inside the CR or the city for the Civic Republic, and then there's also the military, which is obviously the Civic Republic Military. And it is the government who's really in the middle of these two, trying to balance things out and benefit both sides. So if Padre is in fact the initial plans for creating the Civic Republic, and if Morgan and the other survivors do end up finding the Civic Republic, which is the current version of Padre, then it's entirely possible for Morgan and the others, knowing about the initial plan and what Padre was always supposed to be, are the ones that help Rick and the others destroy what the Civic Republic Military has built, which is a fascist military organization, and turn it into what it was always meant to be. And what if that's the end game of the Walking Dead movies? I mean, that would be extremely cool, and I think if this is where they go with it, then it would be super awesome, and it would definitely be a great way to make the world a lot smaller and connect the dots. But I am definitely interested to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this. Do you think Padre and CRM are linked, or do you think they're two separate entities? And also, what are your thoughts and opinions about what Padre could stand for? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to join our community, smash that like button, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.